Listen carefully. Abra. Nothing extraordinary is ever built on convenience. The world does not reward those who wait for the perfect moment. It rewards those who move, who act when others hesitate, who push when others rest. The difference between success and failure is not talent, not luck, not intelligence. It's discipline. The kind of discipline that makes you rise when you'd rather sleep. The kind that forces you to keep going when the feeling is gone. Ebruli. You must learn to command yourself. Your emotions are not in charge. You are. Feelings whisper weakness. Orders create power. When your mind says, I'll do it later, you respond, I'll do it now. That single decision separates the dreamers from the doers. Every great achiever, every person who built something lasting understood one law: you don't wait for motivation, you manufacture it. Action comes first, emotion follows. You move, you grind, you build, even when your energy is gone, even when no one claps, even when your body's gray. Aims to quit, you continue. That is how strength is born. Hebrewer, there will be days you feel broken, days when doubt sneaks in and whispers, what's the point? But understand this: the pain of discipline lasts minutes. The pain of regret lasts a lifetime. The person who refuses to act becomes a prisoner of hesitation. Every time you delay, you weaken your spirit. Every time you finish, you sharpen your will. Hebrew, stop negotiating with your laziness. Stop waiting for perfect timing. The perfect time is the moment you decide. When you take control of your day, your thoughts, your routine, the world bends in your favor. You don't need motivation, you need momentum. You don't need permission, you need direction. Force yourself to complete what you start. Half-done work produces half-lived lives. Champions are not faster, they are simply finishers. They refuse to leave anything incomplete. They know the taste of victory comes only to those who can command themselves to endure. So, right now, make a choice, a powerful one. Decide that you will not wait for the spark. You will become it. Push through the fatigue, through the boredom, through the fear. Because the moment you do what you said you'd do, even when you don't feel like it, that's when you step into power. Remember, success is not given. It's forced out of resistance. Every time you rise when it's hard, you build an unshakable version of yourself, the one who gets things done, the one who leads, the one who wins. Aberg discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you are meant to become, and emotions will burn that bridge if you let them lead. Like people chase feelings. They wait for motivation, for the perfect wave of inspiration, for that moment when everything feels right. But let me tell you this truth: that moment rarely comes. Winners don't wait for emotion. They create momentum through discipline. Because emotions are unstable, they rise and fall like tides. Discipline, however, is steel. It doesn't bend when we're tired. It doesn't fade when you're frustrated. And it doesn't disappear when no one is watching. Discipline stands firm when emotion walks away. Every day you are faced with a battle, not against the world, not against the people around you, but against your own feelings. You wake up tired, you feel unmotivated, you feel bored, you feel doubt creeping in. Those emotions whisper, take it easy, do it later, skip it today. But if you listen, you lose, because your future does not care how you feel. The world does not reward emotion, it rewards execution. The ones who move regardless of mood are the ones who rise. Understand this: your emotions are designed to protect you, not progress you. They want comfort, not growth. They seek pleasure, not purpose. That's why success feels uncomfortable, because it demands you go against what feels easy. Discipline means doing what you said you would do, long after the feeling that made you say it has faded. It means showing up when motivation has left the room. It means pushing forward when your mind begs you to quit. The truth is harsh. Your feelings are not facts. Just because you feel tired doesn't mean you can't move. Just because you feel doubt doesn't mean you won't succeed. Just because you feel afraid doesn't mean you should stop. Emotion gives excuses. Discipline gives results. You either control your feelings or they control you. Haber said about it. Every champion, every leader, every builder of greatness operates with one code: discipline over emotion. The soldier doesn't wait to feel ready to fight. The athlete doesn't wait to feel like training. The creator doesn't wait to feel inspired to build. They act, and through that action, emotion catches up. Movement breeds motivation. Waiting kills it. You must learn to act independently of emotion. When your feelings say rest, discipline says rise. When emotions whisper you can't, discipline roars you will. You are not your mood, you are your habits. The person who trains the mind to obey the command, not the feeling, becomes unstoppable. Because once your brain realizes that how you feel no longer dictates your actions, you've unlocked true freedom. This is how empires are built. Not through bursts of excitement or moments of motivation, but through relentless repetition of what needs to be done, daily, consistently, intentionally. Discipline builds structure where emotion creates chaos. It builds identity. Each time you act when you don't feel like it, you reinforce the belief that you are in control, and that belief becomes your weapon, stronger than doubt, stronger than fear, stronger than fatigue. Ask yourself, how many dreams have died because of emotion? How many times have you stopped just because you didn't feel it? The graveyard is full of unfinished goals buried under emotional excuses. But those who master discipline leave behind legacies. They didn't always feel strong. They simply refused to be ruled by weakness. And you choose discipline, you choose power. Power over procrastination. Power over distraction. Power over your own self-sabotage. You begin to live by principle, not by impulse. You begin to move with purpose, not with mood. You become unshakable. While others crumble under emotional storms, you walk through the chaos with calm precision, knowing that every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. And understand this: discipline is not punishment, it's self-respect. It's the ultimate form of love for your future self. It's saying, I care enough about where I'm going to do what's necessary, not what's easy. It's the quiet strength that carries you when excitement fades and no one's cheering. Hebrew. So stop chasing feelings. Stop waiting for motivation. The one who disciplines himself is free. Free from emotional control, free from weakness, free from regret. Discipline is the language of champions, the armor of the focused, and the heartbeat of success. Every morning when you open your eyes, there's a choice waiting. You can obey your emotions and stay where you are, or you can command your discipline and rise to who you are meant to be. Every act of discipline plants the seed of greatness. Every refusal to bow to emotion adds another brick to your legacy. And one day, when others wonder how you did it, how you stayed consistent, how you kept going when they gave up, you'll know the answer. You stopped listening to how you felt and started doing what needed to be done. Remember this forever. Emotion makes promises. Discipline delivers results. Power doesn't come from thinking. It comes from moving. Action is the force that turns vision into victory, dreams into dominance. You can think all day. You can plan, visualize, prepare, and study. But none of it matters until you move. The world doesn't pay you for ideas. It pays you for execution. The difference between those who wish and those who win is simple: action. Movement is power. Motion is momentum. The second you take the first step, everything begins to change. Most people wait for the right time, the right feeling, the right environment. But the truth is, power doesn't show up before action. It's created by it. The moment you begin, energy appears. The mind clears, confidence grows. That first step may be small, but it's the spark that ignites the fire. Nothing is harder than starting, yet nothing is more powerful than progress. Think of electricity. Power doesn't exist until the current moves. Your life works the same way. The flow of action generates strength, direction, and results. Inaction, on the other hand, drains your energy. It keeps you trapped in endless thinking, paralyzed by possibilities. You can't think your way into confidence, you must act your way into it. Hebrew. Every moment you hesitate, doubt takes root. Overthinking kills more dreams than failure ever could. You can't steer a parked car. It has to be in motion. So if you're waiting for clarity before you start, you'll wait forever. Clarity comes after you move, not before. The path appears to the walker, not the watcher. Action builds identity. Every time you take a step forward, you reinforce the belief that you are capable. Every repetition strengthens your mind and hardens your will. Progress is addictive. The more you act, the stronger you become. Success is not built in bursts of inspiration. It's built in the daily grind of forward motion. Even the smallest step today beats the perfect plan tomorrow. Hebrew. You don't need to be fast. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to move. Action turns chaos into clarity. You start confused, but through movement, the noise fades. You discover what works and what doesn't. You adjust. You learn. You evolve. That is how power is born. Not through waiting, but through doing. Hebrew. Think of all the people who have ideas but never execute them. The world is full of dreamers who never began. They sit on plans waiting for everything to feel right, but champions understand. It will never feel right. You'll never feel fully ready. And that's exactly why you must start. Because once you act, you begin to separate yourself from 99% of people who never move. Power belongs to those who act while others talk. Those who push when others pause. Those who say, let's go, when others say, someday. The moment you move, you break inertia. You take control of the direction instead of waiting for life to decide it for you. And yes, action brings mistakes. You will stumble and fail. But understand this clearly. Failure is not the opposite of power. It is the process of gaining it. Each mistake teaches. Each setback strengthens. Each repetition builds the muscle of persistence. You cannot develop strength through comfort. You develop it through friction. The friction of doing, trying, adjusting, and rising again. Breathe. The ones who act learn faster than the ones who hesitate. They gather experience, build resilience, and adapt. Meanwhile, the inkers remain stuck, trapped in theory, afraid to make a move. The truth is, the person who acts with 50 voucher of the plan will always outperform the person who waits for 100 totality. You must train yourself to act immediately. Don't give your brain time to negotiate. The longer you wait, the louder the excuses become. Action silences fear. The instant you move, the mind shifts from doubt to execution. It stops asking what if and starts asking what's next. That shift is everything. Every empire, every innovation, every breakthrough started with a single move. Someone decided to stop thinking and start doing. They didn't have all the answers. They just had the courage to begin. You don't need the full map. You just need the first step. Once you're in motion, momentum carries you forward. Hebrew. So when the alarm goes off, get up. When the idea strikes, write it down. When the opportunity appears, take it. Don't overanalyze. Don't hesitate. You will never regret moving forward. Only standing still. Action doesn't just build results, it builds belief. When you act, you tell yourself, I am capable. When you hesitate, you tell yourself, I can't. Every choice shapes your identity, so move. Build the identity of a doer, not a dreamer. Remember this, you don't wait for power, you create it. You build it with every disciplined act, every completed task, every challenge you refuse to run from. The strongest people are not the ones who never doubt. They're the ones who keep moving through doubt. Action turns uncertainty into mastery. It turns fear into courage. It turns weakness into strength. The world moves for those who move. Every second of hesitation is a step away from greatness. Every moment of action is a step toward it. Hebrew. So make this your rule. When your mind hesitates, your body moves. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for signs. Don't wait for someday. Start now. Because once you begin, you'll feel it. The surge, the energy, the power that only movement creates. Pow. ER is not in the thought. It's not in the intention. It's in the action. I borrow, move first. Think later. Act always. You will feel pain either way, the pain of effort or the pain of regret. One builds you, the other destroys you. The choice is yours every single day. Yibruwi, no one escapes pain, not the weak, not the strong, not the rich, not the poor. Life demands a price from everyone. You either pay in sweat now or you pay in sorrow later. The pain of effort is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts forever. Effort asks for your energy. Regret takes your soul. When you push yourself, when you grind, when you discipline your mind, yes, it hurts. It burns, it exhausts you. You'll question yourself, doubt yourself, and sometimes even hate the process. But that pain has purpose. It's a builder. It's shaping you into something greater. On the other hand, the pain of regret is different. It's silent, cold, and permanent. It visits you in the quiet moments when you realize you could have been more, done more, lived more, but didn't. That pain doesn't build. It breaks. Eber, the truth is simple. You will suffer, but you get to decide how. The pain of effort happens in motion. It makes you move forward, grow, and expand. The pain of regret happens in stillness. It chains you to the past and keeps you stuck in what could have been. When you choose effort, you suffer once and grow forever. When you choose comfort, you escape pain now only to drown in it later. Most people spend their lives avoiding discomfort. They seek the easy path, the smooth road, the shortcut. They say, I'll start tomorrow, I'll try later, I'll do it when I feel ready. But what they don't realize is that every skipped opportunity compounds into regret. Every time you choose comfort over commitment, you feed that future pain, the one that whispers, what if? The pain of effort is honest. It's up front. You feel it when you wake up early, when you push through fatigue, when you stay disciplined while others relax. It's the burn in your muscles, the sting of focus, the exhaustion of giving your all. But behind it lies pride, the quiet confidence of knowing you're earning your future. Hebrew. The pain of regret, though, is a thief. It steals your peace, your confidence, your joy. It's the weight that sits on your chest when you see someone living the life you could have built. It's the voice that says you had your chance. And there's no escaping it once it arrives, because time never gives second chances. Every success story is written in the ink of effort. Every failure story is stained with regret. The difference between the two is not intelligence, not talent, not opportunity. It's pain management. The successful choose their pain wisely. They take the short-term sting of effort to earn the long-term comfort of achievement. The unsuccessful trade short-term comfort for lifelong frustration. You have to decide which pain is worth it. When your alarm goes off at dawn, that's a choice. When the workout hurts, that's a choice. When the work feels endless, that's a choice. Every time you push, you're choosing the pain that builds. Every time you stop, you're choosing the pain that breaks. Discipline doesn't eliminate pain, it redirects it. It transforms the energy of struggle into strength. Every repetition, every challenge, every sacrifice becomes a deposit into your future power. And one day, when others are haunted by the ghosts of their excuses, you'll be free. Because you paid your dues in effort, not in regret. Hebrew, think about it. Have you ever regretted trying? Even when you failed, even when it hurt, even when you stumbled, you walked away stronger. But you've regretted not trying, haven't you? The missed opportunity, the unspoken word, the dream you let die, that kind of regret eats you alive. You can recover from failure. You cannot recover from the life you never lived. The pain of effort is a sign that you're in the fight. It means you're alive, growing, evolving. T means you're choosing to matter. Regret is the mark of surrender, proof that you let the moment pass. So when it hurts, remind yourself, this is the good pain. This is the pain that builds champions. This is the pain that forges legacy. Let it burn. Let it test you. Let it carve away your weakness. Because on the other side of that pain lies freedom. The freedom to look back and say, I gave everything. Every great one you admire, the athletes, the leaders, the builders, They've all felt the pain of effort. They've all faced days when quitting felt easier. But they chose to endure. They traded comfort for growth, excuses for results, fear for action. And because they did, they never have to wonder, what if I had tried? Hebrew, you are no different. The same fire lives in you. The same choice stands before you. Every morning, every task, every test, it's the same decision, suffer now or suffer later. The pain of discipline or the pain of disappointment. The pain that lifts you or the pain that buries you. So don't run from effort. Embrace it, chase it, respect it. Because the pain you feel today is the power you carry tomorrow. Let every drop of sweat remind you that you are alive, moving, and creating a life worth living. And when the day comes that you look back, you'll feel something far more powerful than regret. You'll feel pride. Remember, pain is guaranteed, but growth is optional. Choose the pain that pushes you forward, not the one that drags you down. Choose the fire of effort, not the ashes of regret. Because at the end of it all, only one pain will make you stronger. Until you command your mind, it will command you. And if your mind rules you, your life will never be your own. The greatest battlefield you will ever face is not out there in the world. It's inside your head. Your thoughts shape your actions shape your habits, and your habits shape your destiny. If you don't take control of your mind, it will take control of you. The undisciplined mind is a wild beast. It chases distractions, feeds on fear, and runs toward comfort. But when you learn to master it, you become unstoppable. Every success, every breakthrough, every victory starts with one thing: mental control. The strongest people are not those without weakness or doubt. They are the ones who have trained their minds to obey their commands. They feel fear but move anyway. They feel pain but keep pushing. They don't wait for clarity. They create it through focus. Your mind is both your greatest weapon and your greatest weakness. Left unchecked, it will sabotage you. It will whisper excuses, amplify problems, and convince you that comfort is safety. But safety kills growth. You can't build greatness while your mind is running on autopilot. You must take the wheel, steer it with force, and demand direction. When your mind says, I can't, you respond, watch me. When it says, tomorrow, you command, now. When it says, I'm tired, you remind it who's in charge. That's how you build strength, by refusing to negotiate with weakness. The moment you let your emotions dictate your decisions, you lose control. But the moment you master your thoughts, you master your world. You must train your mind like a soldier, strict, focused, obedient. Every morning you wake up, you give it orders. We rise, we work, we win. You don't wait for permission. You don't ask how you feel, you decide. Because if your mind senses hesitation, it will exploit it. It will push you toward laziness, distraction, and fear. The untrained mind is a liar. It creates excuses to protect your comfort, not your growth. Understand this truth. Your mind is your servant, not your master. Its job is to follow, not to lead. But you must teach it that. You must show it through repetition and discipline that you are in charge. Every time you act in defiance of your feelings, you reinforce authority. Every time you push when it says stop, you build mental armor. Over time, why? Our mind learns, this one doesn't quit. That's the real secret of mental mastery. You don't silence weakness, you overpower it with action. You don't eliminate fear, you command movement despite it. Each time you win that internal war, you grow stronger. And that strength compounds. It becomes the edge that separates the average from the elite. Look at the people who dominate their fields. They all have one thing in common. They control their focus. When others panic, they stay calm. When others complain, they adapt. They don't waste energy on what they can't control. They direct it toward what they can. That is command. That is power. The undisciplined mind spends its days chasing noise, scrolling, comparing, reacting. It lives in a fog of distraction. But the trained mind, it lives in clarity. It sees goals, not gossip. It sees opportunities, not obstacles. It doesn't need external motivation because it has internal direction. That's what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Hey, Brew, you must realize your mind is programmable. Every thought you repeat becomes a command. So stop feeding it weakness. Stop saying, I can't, I'm tired, I'm not ready. Each phrase you speak is an order. You're either programming your mind for power or for paralysis. Speak strength. Think direction. Command results. When your thoughts drift toward fear, pull them back to focus. When you start doubting, remind yourself of your mission. You are the general of your inner army. You can't win external battles while losing the internal ones. That's why mastery of self is the foundation of all greatness. There will be days when your mind rebels, when it tries to drag you back into comfort, when it whispers that you've done enough. But that's the moment of truth. That's when leaders rise. You don't let the mind decide, you give it orders. You say, we're not done until it's finished. Because every time you finish what you start, you remind your brain who's boss, commanding your M. End is not about being emotionless. It's about being unstoppable. You'll still feel pain, fear, and fatigue, but you'll act anyway. You'll acknowledge emotion without obeying it. That's true power, doing what must be done no matter how you feel. We start today. Build mental rituals that strengthen control. Silence negativity with affirmations of intent. Replace overthinking with action. Replace doubt with discipline. Train daily because an untrained mind returns to weakness. Command it, shape it, sharpen it, until it obeys without question. You must remember this, your life is a reflection of your mind's strength. Weak thoughts create weak outcomes. Powerful thoughts create powerful results. When you master your mind, no challenge can break you, no setback can define you, no failure can stop you, because the mind that obeys you is the ultimate weapon. Hebrew. So, command your mind. Don't wait for it to feel ready. Don't wait for motivation. Are the commander. The mind is the soldier. Give ye the order, move with force, and never retreat. Because once you master the battlefield within, the world outside has no power over you. Comfort is a silent killer. It doesn't destroy you all at once. It drains your strength, your hunger, and your potential one lazy day at a time. Brewer, the comfort zone is a beautiful prison. It looks safe. It feels warm, but it slowly suffocates your greatness. It whispers, you're fine here, while it steals your ambition piece by piece. Every dream that dies, every goal that fades, every potential that's wasted, it all starts with one lie. I'll stay where I am. Hebrew, you must understand, nothing extraordinary grows in comfort. Nothing powerful is built in ease. Comfort zone is the graveyard of potential, where people trade their purpose for pleasure. It's where average people hide from the pain of growth and call it peace. But peace without progress is poison. Abroshan, look around. World's strongest minds, the toughest bodies, the most successful souls. None of them were born in comfort. They were forged in struggle. Pressure built them. Discomfort shaped them. The pain you run from is the same pain that builds your edge. Every time you avoid it, you weaken your spirit. Every time you face it, you sharpen it. Your comfort zone feeds you excuses. You've done enough. You deserve a break. Take it easy. But those are lies designed to trap you in mediocrity. The truth is, comfort never gave anyone freedom. It only gave them regret. The people who live small lives didn't fail. They just stopped trying. They settled for good enough, but good enough is the enemy of greatness. Growth begins the moment you step into discomfort. That's where fear lives, where challenge waits, where transformation begins. Every great achievement hides behind a wall of pain, not because the pain is punishment, but because it's proof. Proof that you're alive, proof that you're growing, proof that you're becoming more. You can't evolve by staying the same. If your life feels easy, it's a warning sign. It means you've stopped stretching. It means you've stopped chasing. It means you've stopped becoming. The body weakens without resistance, the mind dulls without challenge, and the spirit fades without struggle. You must develop a warrior mindset, one that craves challenge, one that sees discomfort not as danger, but as a signal, I'm on the right path. Every time you step beyond comfort, you discover another layer of your power. It's not about pain for the sake of pain, it's about growth for the sake of purpose. Think about it. What's the comfort zone made of? Familiar routines, easy habits, predictable outcomes. It's safe, yes, but it's also empty. You know exactly what tomorrow looks like because it's the same as yesterday. That's not living. That's existing. You weren't built for that. You were built to expand, to push limits, to rise through resistance. A brook of comfort tells you to avoid failure. Growth demands you embrace it. Every you fail, you learn. Every time you struggle, you grow. Every time you push through fear, you evolve. That's the law of life. Progress is paid for in discomfort. You must make discomfort your new normal. Wake up earlier than you want to. Do the work when you don't feel like it. Take the risk that scares you. Speak when your voice shakes. Go where you've never gone. Every time you choose the harder path, you break the chains of comfort that keep others stuck. Ibra, and yes, it will hurt. It will test your patience, your will, your strength. But that pain is temporary. The pride you'll feel after, that lasts forever. Because once you taste growth, once you feel what it's like to overcome your limits, you'll never want to go back. You'll realize that real comfort comes from control, from knowing you can handle whatever comes. You can't inspire anyone from your comfort zone. You can't lead, you can't build, you can't conquer. Every step toward greatness requires risk. Risk of failure, risk of pain, risk of judgment. But those risks are the price of becoming something real. Comfort asks for nothing but takes everything. Discomfort demands everything but gives back more than you can imagine. So destroy the illusion. Step into the fire. Let it burn away your weakness. Let it expose your strength. That's where you'll find out who you really are, not when life is easy, but when it's hard and you choose to keep moving anyway. The comfort zone feels safe because it's familiar, not because it's right. The mind loves patterns, even the ones that limit you. But once you decide to break them, once you decide to walk toward the edge, the world opens up. Every dream you've ever had lives on the other side of fear. Ibrahui, and here's the truth. You'll never be ready. You'll never feel completely confident. You'll never have the perfect moment. You just have to move. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's the decision to act despite it. And every time you act, the fear shrinks, the strength. GTH grows and the comfort zone dies. Don't let comfort seduce you. Don't let it make you soft. Comfort will offer you sleep when you should be grinding, distractions when you should be focused, excuses when you should be committed. Kill it. Every time it speaks, move faster. Every time it tempts, act harder. Every time it says stop, push one step further. Because when you destroy your comfort zone, you discover something far more powerful. Freedom. The freedom to grow, to achieve, to live fully, to become everything you were meant to be. So make it a law. If it scares you, do it. If it challenges you, face it. If it hurts, learn from it. That's where the real life begins, just outside your comfort zone. Hebrew will remember, comfort weakens, challenge awakens, choose the fire, the cage, and rise. Motivation gets you started, but consistency keeps you moving, and only movement builds mastery. Everyone loves the feeling of motivation, that rush of excitement, that burst of energy, that makes you believe you can conquer the world. But here's the truth. Motivation is fragile. It fades. It changes with your mood, your environment, your circumstances. It's a spark, not a power source. And if you depend on it, you'll never last long enough to win. Hebrew winners don't rely on how they feel. They rely on what they do. They understand that motivation is an emotion, but consistency is a habit. Emotion is unstable, but habit is unbreakable. The difference between the ordinary and the extraordinary is not who's more motivated, it's who's more consistent. Anyone can work hard on the days they feel good, But champions work hard on the days they don't. They show up when it's boring. They grind when it's painful. They execute when no one's watching. Because they know consistency is the foundation of greatness. It's what separates the ones who talk about success from the ones who build it. Abraham, motivation may get you to the gym once. Consistency builds the body. Motivation may help you star. TA project. Consistency finishes it. Motivation gives you moments. Consistency gives you momentum. And momentum is power. Once you build it, it carries you forward, even when your mind wants to quit. Abraham. The truth is, results don't care about your mood. Discipline doesn't care about your feelings. The world rewards those who keep showing up, day after day, rep after rep, task after task, because consistency is the one force that compounds. What seems small and meaningless today becomes massive over time. That's how transformation happens, quietly, slowly, through relentless repetition. Consistency isn't glamorous. It's not dramatic. It's not fueled by adrenaline. It's built in silence. It's built when you drag yourself out of bed when no one will know if you don't. It's built when you stay focused while everyone else is distracted. It's built when you do the same thing over and over until mastery replaces motivation. Understand this: motivation starts the journey. Consistency finishes it. You don't need to feel inspired to act. You need to act until inspiration appears. The act of doing creates energy. The discipline of showing up creates belief. The routine builds strength. Every consistent action trains your brain to operate on command, not emotion. Consistency is the ultimate equalizer. You don't have to be the smartest, the fastest, or the most talented. If you're the most consistent, you will win. Because consistency outlasts talent. It outworks luck. It outperforms everything. Time bends in favor of those who stay the course. Look at anyone who's built something great, a business, a body, a career, a legacy, and you'll find the same story. Not constant motivation, but constant motion. They didn't wake up every day feeling like doing it, but they did it anyway. They learned to depend on their routine, not their emotions. And over time, that discipline built unshakable confidence. You see, motivation is temporary fuel. It runs out fast. Consistency is the that keeps going. The secret is to stop chasing feelings and start creating systems. Systems don't care about emotion. They're designed to make success automatic. When you have a system, a set of actions you follow daily, you no longer need motivation to begin. You just do it because that's who you are. And that's the goal: to make discipline your identity, to make consistency your nature, to reach a point where you don't need to talk yourself into action because action has become instinct. That's real freedom. That's real power. You can't wait for the perfect mood, the perfect time, the perfect energy. You'll waste your life waiting. The perfect time is now. You must train yourself to move first and feel later. Because once you start moving, the feeling will come. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. Consistency is not about perfection. It's about persistence. You'll have bad days, missteps, and failures, but you keep showing up. You reset, refocus, and return. That's how progress is built, not in giant leaps, but in relentless steps. Every day you show up is a victory. Every time you choose effort over excuse, you strengthen your foundation. The mind loves comfort and novelty. That's why motivation feels exciting and consistency feels boring. But understand, boredom is the doorway to mastery. When others quit because it's repetitive, you keep going. That's where skill deepens, focus sharpens, and strength multiplies. And one day, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Not because of one moment of motivation, but because of 1,000 days of consistency. The grind, the repetition, the discipline. That's what made you powerful. So when your energy fades, when your motivation disappears, when you feel like you've lost the spark, don't stop. Don't wait to feel ready again. Do the work. Stick to the process. Trust the routine, Because consistency doesn't just build success, it builds character. It turns ordinary effort into unstoppable momentum. It makes you the kind of person who finishes what they start, who shows up no matter what, who others can depend on, but most importantly, someone you can depend on. Hebrew, remember this truth: motivation is an emotion. Consistency is a decision. Ebroqui and decisions, not feelings, shape your destiny. Stop waiting for someone to approve your path. Greatness doesn't ask for permission, it takes action. Every single day, countless dreams die quietly, not because they were impossible, but because someone was waiting for approval to chase them, waiting for validation, waiting for a sign, waiting for someone to say, "You're ready." But here's the hard truth: no one is coming to save you. No one is coming to hand you the confidence, the green light, or the belief. You either move or you remain stuck. The world belongs to the ones who act without permission, the ones who don't wait to be chosen. They choose themselves. The ones who don't beg for opportunity, they create it. The ones who don't ask if it's okay to chase greatness, they decide it is. If you're waiting for everyone around you to understand your dream, you'll wait forever, because most people are too afraid to chase their own. Brother, you must understand this. You don't need validation to start. You don't need approval to rise. You don't need anyone's blessing to build something meaningful. The only permission you need is your own. Every time you hesitate because someone might disapprove, you surrender your power. Every time you hold back because you fear judgment, you silence your potential. And every time you delay your dream, waiting for support, you're letting someone else write your story. Listen, nobody will ever feel your fire the way you do. Nobody can see what you see. That vision in your mind is your responsibility, not theirs. If it burns inside you, it's because you're the one meant to bring it to life. Stop explaining your purpose to people who don't have your hunger. Stop seeking apple. Awes from those who've never dared to move. You were not born to fit in. You were born to stand out. The truth is, permission is a cage, a soft, invisible one that keeps people comfortable but powerless. When you wait for someone else to say go, you give them control over your destiny. You let their fears become your limits. But the moment you realize that you are the authority of your own life, everything changes. You stop asking, you start doing. You stop hoping, you start building. You stop waiting, you start winning. Look at every great figure in history. The inventors, the leaders, the creators, the warriors. None of them waited for approval. They moved forward when people called them crazy. They acted when no one believed. They trusted their own vision when others couldn't see it. Because true greatness doesn't come from acceptance. It comes from defiance, from breaking away from the opinions of the ordinary, from deciding that your belief matters more than their doubts. Hebrew wachyo. You have to take ownership of your life. You have to say, this is my time, my journey, my choice. You cannot afford to live according to someone else's expectations. The same people you're trying to impress are too busy worrying about their own insecurities. Stop playing small because you fear judgment. The truth is, people will talk whether you win or lose, so you might as well win. Permission seekers wait. Warriors move. Permission seekers analyze endlessly. Warriors execute relentlessly. Permission seekers fear criticism. Warriors crave progress. You have to decide which one you are. Are you the person who keeps asking, is this okay, or the one who says, watch me do it anyway? No one can define your limits unless you let them. No one can tell you what's possible unless you believe them. The moment you stop asking and start acting, your entire life shifts. You start attracting opportunities because boldness commands respect. People follow those who move with certainty, not because. Use their special, but because they decided. The truth is, every time you take action without permission, you strengthen your independence. You build a mindset that says, I create my own path. And once that belief becomes part of you, you become unstoppable. You stop chasing approval and start chasing progress. You stop fearing rejection because you realize rejection can't destroy someone who moves forward regardless. If you want to build something great, you will be misunderstood. You will be criticized. You will be doubted. But none of that matters. What matters is that you keep going, because those who once mocked your vision will one day call it genius. Those who once ignored your effort will one day call it destiny. But none of that happens if you never start. So stop waiting for the perfect time, the perfect plan, or the perfect audience. Start where you are. Move with what you have. Speak even when your voice shakes. Work even when your hands tremble. Every powerful person you admire began with uncertainty, but they moved anyway. That's what made them powerful. Every second you wait for permission is a second wasted. Life rewards those who take charge. The more you act, the more capable you become. The more you decide for yourself, the stronger your confidence grows. Permission is comfort. Action is power. The day you stop needing someone to tell you it's okay to dream, that's the day you begin to live. The day you stop waiting to be noticed, that's the day you start winning. The day you realize your approval is enough, that's the day the world starts taking you seriously. Ibr, you don't need validation. You don't need acceptance. You don't need permission. What you need is courage, the courage to trust yourself when no one else does. The courage to act when everything inside you is unsure. The courage to say, I will do this, no matter what. So make the decision. From this moment forward, you will not ask the world to allow you to rise. You will rise, because you decided you're done waiting. You will walk your path because you created it. You will take what's yours, not by force, but by faith and fire. Ibr hui, because real power begins the moment you stop asking for it. Starting is easy, finishing is rare. Winners are not defined by how fast they begin, but by how fiercely they finish. Everyone loves to start. Everyone loves the excitement of new beginnings, the rush, the passion, the vision of what could be. But here's the cold truth. The world is full of starters and empty of finishers, because finishing requires something most people run from: pain, persistence, and patience. Abrook winners don't quit halfway. They don't surrender when it gets heavy. They don't celebrate halfway to the finish line. They keep pushing even when it hurts, even when the progress is invisible, even when no one's watching, because they know unfinished work produces unfinished potential. Abrook starting takes motivation. Finishing takes discipline. It's easy to beg in when the energy is high. It's easy to talk big when the vision feels exciting. But the middle, that brutal, silent stretch where results are slow and doubts get loud, that's where the weak vanish and the strong are born. Abrowi, when things get tough, most people look for exits. Winners look for endurance. They've trained their minds to focus on completion, not comfort, because they understand the final 10% of the journey is where the power lies. That's where mastery lives. That's where character is carved. Anyone can start strong, but only those who finish strong taste victory. Finishing is a mindset. It's a decision you make long before the struggle begins. It's saying, no matter what happens, I'm not stopping until it's done. It's not about talent or luck, it's about commitment. You don't need to feel inspired to finish. You need to feel responsible. Responsible for your word, responsible for your dream, responsible for your future. Ibri key. Because when you quit halfway, you don't just lose progress. You lose trust in yourself. Every time you abandon a goal, you teach your mind that giving up is acceptable. And once quitting becomes a habit, greatness becomes impossible. But when you finish, when you complete what you started, you build something far more powerful than success. You build self-respect. Abra winners protect their word like gold. If they say they'll do it, they do it, even when it costs them comfort. They understand that success doesn't just depend on how hard you work, but on how long you can stay committed when no one believes in you. The weak let feelings decide. The strong let promises lead. Ask yourself this: How many dreams have you buried because you stopped too soon? How many goals did you almost reach before you let fatigue or fear win? Most people don't fail because they lacked potential. They failed because they quit right before the breakthrough. The universe rewards finishers. Every step you take beyond the point where most people stop, you enter a space with less competition. Few people have the courage to persist when the struggle feels endless. But those who do, they rise above the rest. They build legacies while others make excuses. Ebook finishing requires focus. You can't chase 100 things and complete nothing. Winners choose one target and give it everything. They direct their energy, attention, and time into what truly matters. They're not interested in looking busy. They're obsessed with producing results because they know completion creates confidence. When you finish what you start, you build momentum. Momentum fuels belief. Belief fuels dominance. That's why finishing one goal, no matter how small, is powerful. It rewires your brain to expect victory. It reminds you that you can depend on yourself, that you're not just a talker, you're a closer. Leave doesn't remember those who almost did. It remembers those who did it. The record books don't list attempts, they list achievements. The crowd here's for those who crossed the line, not those who came close. You don't get rewarded for intention, you get rewarded for execution. Key finishing isn't glamorous. It's late nights, it's repetition, sacrifice, it's fighting through doubt, fatigue, and boredom. It's continuing when everyone else has stopped. That's what builds warriors. That's what forges greatness. The finish line doesn't test your talent. It tests your heart. When your mind screams quit, that's your opportunity to separate yourself from the rest. That's the moment where legends are made. Every finisher has faced that moment. When the body is weak, the mind is tired, and the soul whispers, keep going. And those who listen to that whisper, they win. They win. Baby, the key is to make finishing your identity. Don't just be someone who starts projects. Be someone who completes them. Build a reputation with yourself that says, if I begin it, I finish it. Because that mindset spills into everything. Your work, your health, your relationships, your purpose. You must develop an obsession with closure. Unfinished business is wasted potential. Every incomplete task drains your energy and focus. Every finished task strengthens your power and clarity. Winners don't rest until the mission is accomplished. They understand that peace comes only when the job is done. Even when no one notices, finish. Even when the reward seems small, finish. Even when you're tired, finish. Because each completion is proof. Proof that you are stronger than distraction, tougher than doubt, and greater than circumstance. Remember this truth. Starting is a statement, finishing is proof. Proof that you had the strength to endure. Proof that you honored your commitment. Proof that you refused to settle for halfway. So from this moment forward, make a promise, not to others but to yourself, I finish what I start. No more half-built dreams, no more abandoned goals, no more almost. You are not here to start stories, you are here to complete. Because in the end, the world doesn't belong to those who began the race, it belongs to those who crossed the line. Finish, always. Listen closely. This is where everything comes together. You've heard it all. Discipline over emotion, action that creates power, the pain of effort or the pain of regret, command over your mind, killing the comfort zone, the supremacy of consistency, never asking permission, and the truth that winners finish what they start. But all of it means nothing if you don't move now. Every great philosophy, every motivational word, every strategy collapses without one thing: execution. The ability to make yourself do what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. That's the core. That's the difference between a dreamer and a doer, between the almost and the unstoppable. Understand this: your life will not change because you wish it to. It will change the day you decide you've had enough, the day you stop negotiating. With laziness, stop making excuses and start commanding yourself like a warrior. Your emotions are not your guide. Your decisions are. You are not a victim of moods. You are the master of motion. Every second you hesitate, your potential fades. Every delay steals a piece of your destiny. You are not waiting for the perfect time. You are wasting it. The perfect time is right now. The perfect weapon is your will. The perfect plan is progress. A virtue of the world won't hand you success. It will test you for it. It will challenge your patience, your focus, your heart. It will ask, how bad do you want it? And your answer can't be words. It must be action. When the body is tired, act. When the mind is doubtful, act. When the motivation is gone, act. Because action is the antidote to weakness. Action builds confidence. Action builds power. You must learn to operate on command. Winners don't wait to feel right. They move because they've decided to. They push through the discomfort, through the no know why. See, through the fear, because they've made one rule that governs their life. I finish what I start. There will be days you feel empty, days where nothing seems to move, days when quitting will whisper in your ear. Those are the days that define you. Those are the moments where champions are built. Anyone can work hard when they feel inspired, but greatness belongs to those who grind when the feeling is gone. Every time you act when it's hard, you strengthen your will. Every time you choose effort over excuse, you build unshakable discipline. Every time you finish, you tell the world and yourself, I am not like the rest. Hey, Brewery, you don't need permission. You don't need applause. You don't need validation. You only need the courage to start and the will to continue. You are your own leader, your own authority, your own weapon. No one can give you that. You build it through daily action, through self-respect, through consistency. A Brewery, when you train your mind to obey you, not your emotions, no. T, the comfort, not the doubt, you become unstoppable. That's the ultimate victory, mastery over self. Because once you can control you, nothing external can stop you. Abru, the clock is ticking. The world moves fast. You either act now or you watch others live the life you wanted. You either lead yourself or you get led by fear. You either finish or you fade. There is no middle ground. So decide, not tomorrow, not someday, now. Decide that you will no longer start things and leave them half done. Decide that you will no longer chase comfort while your purpose starves. Decide that you will force yourself, not sometimes, but always, to get things done. Hey, bro, creed, discipline over emotion, action over hesitation, pain over regret, control over chaos, progress over perfection, commitment over convenience, decision over doubt. Eber queer, because in the end, your results will not reflect what you felt. They will reflect what you finished. So rise, move, execute. Hebrew, no more waiting. No more excuses, no more permission. Force yourself to get things done and let the world feel your power.